Welcome to the video on using Google Drive, Google Documents to create your business letter. First, we want to log in to student email, which is Gmail. It'll take you to your inbox. Next, you're going to click Drive. Right up here at the very top, you're going to click Drive, and it will load your very own personal storage and Office applications set of tools. These are documents and collections / folders that I have either created using Google Documents, spreadsheets, forms, or that I have uploaded from Word or PowerPoint. On the left, you will see the Create button. To the right of that, you'll see the Upload button, and below that you see My Drive. Shared with me means that other people can share with me their files that are also stored out in the cloud. Those are things that we'll talk about a little bit later, but for now we need to get started creating our letterhead. Here's a sample of what I created earlier so that I could show you some basic things that you can do in this free word processing program. To get started, click Create and click Document. This document is being created on the internet in the cloud, not on my computer's hard drive. The name of the file right now is Untitled Document. The first thing you want to do is to save your file with a different name. Now, if we were using Microsoft Word, we'd do a file save as, but in Google Docs it's a little different. You simply click, and then you're able to type a new name. And click OK. Notice that it says saving, so each time you're making changes, it's saving it for you automatically. So that's how we get started. Now let's take a look at the sample document that I've created, and it only took me a few minutes to create this. There's a picture, my name, my title, my address, my email, and then the basic parts that would be in a letter. We discussed these in the basic business letter parts in the other video. Because I want my name and address to appear on every page, so if I get a new page, all of a sudden I see the same information at the very top. When you use the header, that will occur. The header would appear at the top, the footer would appear at the bottom. Whatever you put in the header area will appear at the top or bottom of every page, unless you go in and make some setting changes. To get started, we're going to click Insert, Header, and you see the line drawn here. Same principle occurs if you're using Microsoft Word. Where we find the tools may be a little different, but the concepts are the same. So we're going to all create our document in Google Docs first. So you're going to type in your name, your address, and get all those nice things in there. Then we want you to put in a picture. So we're going to click Insert, and notice that I've put my cursor where I want my picture to be inserted. Insert an image. I can find an image from a couple different places. I can drag it from my computer. I can find one on the internet, or I can take a snapshot if I have a webcam. When I click Take a Snapshot, I have to allow it to use my webcam, and here I am. So I could click Take a Snapshot, and it would allow me to insert it as I did here. Next, I want to show you how you can jazz it up a little bit. We can change the font color, the font size, and we want your personality to come out in your letterhead. I recommend that your name be in a larger font. You may want to do your initials. We get to see a description of what they would look like, kind of the live preview feature from Microsoft Word, just by clicking. So back to my example. When I typed in my email address, it recognized that that was something that could be hyperlinked, and when I pressed the space or enter, it automatically made it into a hyperlink. I also may want to insert a horizontal line separating my header from the rest of my document. So I can insert a horizontal line, and that just gives me a nice break. I also can add in some other features that are normally found in Microsoft Word that'll give it a little bit more personality by clicking Insert Drawing. We need to remember that this is a free product, therefore it doesn't have as many bells and whistles as something that we might pay for like Microsoft Word, but it has a few nifty little features. For example, word art. Once I've formatted my text and I have it looking the way that I want, I can go ahead and type my letter. Remember, it needs to have all these parts. You're going to be sure to save it to your Google Drive, and then you're going to download it to your computer, and we're going to do some editing in it in Microsoft Word. To get it to your computer, you're going to click File, Download As, Microsoft Word, and then you're going to save it to your computer and open it up, and working on it in Microsoft Word will be the next video. So remember, Google Docs doesn't have tons of features, but it has enough that you could create professional looking letterhead, add a little flair, add your own picture or some other picture. You'll want to be sure to be careful about design when you're creating your letterhead. Keep your pictures small, keep them professional looking, make sure that things are either lined up or centered, whatever you think is going to make the best impression. So I certainly could take all of this and move it around. Depending on how you want it to look, you could make it look like your Facebook profile if you wanted. Just make sure that your picture is very small. Make sure that your letterhead is within 2 inches. You don't want it to be too large. It's a good idea to print it out and see how it's going to look. Try to keep your letter to 1 page. This is the end of the recording.